This is a review of the Acer Aspire Vero 16-inch laptop. It has a Core Ultra 7 255H CPU with an integrated Arc Graphics GPU. It has 16GB of RAM and a 1TB SSD. Sustainability is one of the big selling points of this laptop, and the chassis is made from at least 70% recycled plastic. It has a really nice finish to it, and I like the look with all these fine speckles embedded in it. It weighs around 1.8 kilograms and is fairly slim for a 16-inch laptop. On the right side of the laptop there are indicator lights for charging, a headphone jack, a USB 3 port and a Kensington lock. On the left side we have two Thunderbolt 4 USB-C ports, HDMI 2.1 and a USB 3 port that can provide power. Underneath you can see that they've used standard screws to make it easier to access the internals, but you'll need some kind of spludger to get around the edges. It makes it awkward to pop the back off, so I didn't do that in the end. Apparently the battery is easily replaced, and you should find a second free 2280 PCI Express SSD slot, but I can't confirm this since I didn't open it. The 16GB of RAM is unfortunately soldered, which is much more commonplace these days. It's a real shame you can't expand this in the future. The power brick is small and light, delivers 65 watts of power at 20 volts PD. It connects using USB-C, so you could use a suitable power bank to increase your time away from an outlet. Those types of power banks are around £50. The 53 watt-hour battery may last around 10 hours with light use, but it's likely going to be less. You can balance the power and performance levels in the Acer app. The keys feel pretty good. There's a single colour global backlight. Backslash is in the right place for the UK. It's got a full-size enter key and a Copilot key. I don't feel like they needed to add the number pad, but the keyboard doesn't feel that cramped because of it. One thing that annoys me more than it should are the mirrored lettering on the E and R keys. The touchpad is smooth and clickable. It feels really good to use. There's a built-in fingerprint reader at the top left, which was fast to respond in my tests. The webcam has a built-in privacy shutter and delivers a great 1440p image. However, it doesn't support the Windows Hello facial recognition to log into the laptop. All the packaging is fully recyclable, and they have this bit of cardboard which they say can be folded up and made into a laptop stand. It's quite a nice idea if you need something like that and feels solid enough, but it's not something I'm going to use. The SSD performed well in the benchmark that I ran, and the 1TB capacity should be more than enough for most users. Plus, you can always plug in an external SSD to the Thunderbolt 4 USB-C port for more storage. It has an integrated 8GB Intel Arc Graphics 140T GPU, which can handle some light gaming. Just don't expect it to run Cyberpunk or new AAA games with a playable frame rate. When I ran the 3D Mark test, it came out slightly better than the 1060 GTX I used in my old desktop gaming PC, but slower than the 1660 that's in my daughter's Omen gaming laptop. The 16-inch matte finish screen has a 1920 by 1200 resolution. It's nice and bright at 400 nits. It also has really good viewing angles and seems to have good colour reproduction. It's limited to a 60Hz refresh rate, but this is better for battery life. I much prefer this 16 by 10 aspect ratio to widescreen. It gives you more height to work with. It's worth noting that it has an NPU for AI, but it isn't a Copilot Plus PC, so things like recall won't work. For most people, I don't think this will be an issue. The Intel Core Ultra 7 255H is powerful. Fan noise under load was quite low, and way better than the HP G7 I have for work, and the Omen gaming laptop that my daughter has. During light use, the laptop is mostly silent. This laptop received a really good review in PC Pro magazine, and it's been on their A-list for months. And this recommendation was when it cost around £800. At Currys in the UK, it regularly sells at £749, then had a discount code for a further 15%, bringing it down to £636. And then you can get a further 6% off on discounted gift cards on various reward platforms like Blue Light. The final price I paid was £597, which I think is really good value for money for the spec and the build quality that you're getting. I hope you found this review useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.